Hey guys, this is Andy McCann, host of this podcast that I am changing the name to, which is going to be Fitness, Food, and Finances from CrossFit Garage or something like that. Anyway, you can find us on all your socials, and I do have a YouTube channel. You can watch this as a video and as a podcast, so it's whichever way you want to go. You're probably on podcast right now. I find it more easier to listen to stuff while I do chores. Anyway, what I'm trying to do here is help you lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finances so that you can have a great life now and as you get older in your 90s. All right, I am very talkative today, and I got a lot of stuff that I want to share and go through. Probably the biggest thing is I do a thing for Jack Spirko on the Survival Podcast. It's his expert counsel, and somebody had a great question. It basically says, hey, where do I start? If I don't do anything, what really should I do? And so I've got an answer for that. Obviously, I love coming to the gym. It's people around you make it easy. So a cheat for many of the things we do is just like jump in with people that are already going your way, and then you'll be going their way and you're going to get some stuff off of that. So they tell you you're like the 5 closest friends you have. So jump into a CrossFit gym and then become like them. All right. But Ben Bergeron, he has a podcast called Chasing Excellence, and he took the normal 5 pillars and he broke them down a little bit tighter. And I really like this definition. So we're going to cover that, these 5 pillars of health and fitness. We're going to talk about the coaches at the gym. And I got a piece of paper here, old school, with things written on it. We're going to talk a little bit about sugar. I'm going to do a whole episode on that later. Some ideas and thoughts on vacation as a 50-year-old guy with family. And then we're also going to talk about the committed club and what those dots mean, some happenings in the gym, and then a real briefie on credit card fees or card fees, all right? So hang with me. Most of those topics will go pretty fast. I'll probably spend a lot of time right here on this 5 pillars. So if you're in that world of, I just need to start, I need to do something, and I don't know what to affect. My health and fitness is not great. So Ben broke this down into 5 easy words and then gives some, a paragraph about each of them. And the thing is, you can start anywhere. This is a flywheel, so as you start spinning it, it gets easier to spin. It's hard to get going, but once it's going, it gets easier and easier. So think of a water wheel. When the water pours down the top of the water wheel, the first bucket gets filled up. It moves down. It's going to pour out, but the next bucket is going to get filled up, and that's going to bring it down, right? So the water starting, just the action of doing something is the idea, and then the flywheel will start going. So his are eat, sleep, train, think, connect. Doesn't necessarily have to be in that order. That's just the order they're in. And I'm going to talk about his definitions, which I really like, but I'm going to give you an idea on like what's a barometer? Like what is bad? And what should I be concerned with? Like if I'm eating and I don't think I have bad habits. I don't think I eat poorly. Well, I will give you a number or something, not a number, an idea, a thing to look at, all right? So let's go with that. So the first one, eat. Basically, eat a balanced meal and eat nutrient-dense foods. Avoid sugary substances and stay away from highly processed foods, as well as stay hydrated. So what does that look like? It can look like anything, but it means that you are eating real food. So if you are eating out a lot, then you're on the bad side. So here's one thing you could look at. If every place you go to eat makes your food and has a drive-through window, then you're on a bad track. This is not good for you. If you're always eating at a drive-through window, then no bueno. The next one is, if you could take the things you're eating, unwrap it, and then leave it on the counter, and it'll pretty much be there a week later, that's not good either. You're doing really bad for yourself. You're not eating anything nutrient-dense, right? The best thing you could do is, if it breathed, it's probably nutrient dense. So meats are very nutrient dense. Do you need vegetables? I don't know. So it's weird to say it, but I know people who are doing quite good and reversing Alzheimer's and things like that and diabetes by doing all meat diets. I don't do that. I don't suggest anyone do it, but damn if I'm not surprised at some of the stuff that's coming up. So who was it? Jordan Peterson. I think either him and his daughter are doing that. And you can go research that on your own. Do you need to go down the rabbit hole? No. I'll tell you what, though, as you try to figure out what to eat healthy, you're going to end up with chickens in your backyard, because that's what happened to me. Just found out that one of our newer members, Aaron Dixon, also has chickens in his backyard. Hopefully doing a podcast with him soon. All right. Next one is sleep. So basically you need adequate amount of sleep. What is that? They say shoot for 8. You're probably going to end up with 7 because you're going to get up to pee or just be restless or whatever. But Sleep is super important to reset yourself, all that good stuff. You could also say in here is that recovery, like, are you doing something to recover from whatever you're doing outside? Now, if you're not doing anything, then whatever, go for sleep first. All right, so how would I know if I'm getting enough sleep? If you fall asleep at traffic lights, you're not getting enough sleep. If you fall asleep while watching a TV show, you're not getting enough sleep. If you fall asleep in church, you're not getting enough sleep. So basically, if you have a moment of downtime and you pass out, you're tired. If you have to have coffee in order to get going, then you're not getting enough sleep. So I did a whole podcast on how to get better sleep. It's 18-ish ways to get better sleep. All sorts of things you can do. Probably the biggest thing you can do for yourself is create a pattern, a routine, and it starts by waking up at 5 a.m. so you're tired when you go to bed. And then wake up at 5 a.m. and keep that going until that routine sets, and then move it to like 6 a.m. or whatever makes sense. Speaking of coffee, I had to get some. All right, train is the next one. Get regular exercise. Yes, I think the hack to this is CrossFit, but you can do anything. Just start moving. Probably the best thing, the rules that I'm developing, well, I guess the real rules are show up. The next one is don't do anything stupid to prevent you from showing up tomorrow. But 3, 4, and 5 are kind of coming together, and it's squat below parallel at least 3 times a week and lift something heavy at least 3 times a week. CrossFit will get that, or just do thrusters every day because that movement will get you there. So do some sort of training. All right, how do I know if what I'm doing is not enough? Well, easy one is if you don't do anything, then, duh, you need to do something. The next one would be go get a step counter, and if you are not getting 10,000 steps, then shoot for that. Do something, right? Start with 5,000. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just get anything, start counting your steps, do something. I would say get yourself sweaty and out of breath. If walking up a flight of steps makes you tired and out of breath, then you need to do something. It's going to be bad for you. If you are overweight, then you probably need to start training and eating better, right? Overweight, just go on Google and type in what is considered overweight, and it'll tell you. Basically, so what am I? I'm a 5'8", 165 pounds. I think that's relatively normal. If I'm 5'8" and 265 pounds, I am way overweight, and I need to fix that. All right, next one is think. So it's not like think like, oh, use your brain and do a Sudoku puzzle, but kind of is. It's your mental well-being, having a positive mindset, looking to engage in activities that push you to be a curious competitor rather than the pessimist or the boo-hoo-hoo person. So we talk about it in our family. When somebody kicks you under the table and you get pissed off, instead use it as an opportunity to say, take a deep breath. Hey, I'm going to show some patience. Hey, little one, would you mind not kicking me, right? So take it easy. It's an opportunity to find a way to betterment yourself. So use your brain to consider the options. And the last one is connect. And I probably would never have put this on my sheet of paper, yet going to our gym really fills this bucket, and so it was sort of overlooked by me for a very long time. If you don't have good social connections, then your meaningfulness in life kind of drops way off. You need a role. You need a part to play. We want to have that. All right, so connect. Do you have good social connections? And the easy way to ask this is, do you have 3 people in your life that if you called them up or texted them or whatever and said, I need your help right now, would they come? If not, well, then you don't have good social connections. Probably the best way to get those connections is to be the person that offers, hey, I'll be there if you need me, right? And then pour into those people, ask them about their lives. And another easy way to find them is just go to a group of people that already do the things you like. So if you're into gardening, go to a gardening club and meet people there. If you want to get involved in health and fitness, go to a CrossFit gym. People want to talk. It's a weird thing. Levi and one of the other kids is going to a Globo gym because they want to beef up, and they don't talk to anybody. They put on their headphones and nobody says anything to anyone. It would be a weird experience. I would like to go try it out. I actually did go to F3. I said in another podcast I would, and I guess I could talk about that. Let me put that in my things to talk about. F3. I'll give you my ideas on that one. So I guess it's part of the move or the train, so it would work right there. All right. Which one should you pick first? It depends. I really like the idea of small wins to build up momentum, but my brain favors the go for the one that's really holding you back. So I don't know. There's a guy, Dave Ramsey, who does this thing called Debt Snowball, And his idea is, if you want to get out of debt, find the smallest one and pay that off first, and then you'll have a minor win, which gives you a smile, and you use that to move it into the next thing to pay off and build up. You snowball it. You build up to the finale, right? And these small wins create momentum. The logic guy in me says, hey man, that is the wrong way to do it. What you should do is just, fire a rocket into the edge of that mountain and let it all come pouring down. So avalanche it, take the biggest one first, and then squish everything else. But weirdly, they have found that people who do the avalanche method, so you take the biggest, grossest, nastiest one, typically never finish. Those that snowball have a higher success rate. So what do we really want? We want success. We don't want logic or reason. We want success. And if success comes in the form of, use your emotions, then I guess fine, use your emotions, which I'm not a fan of, but whatever. All right. So pick the one that you could have an easy win in. Like, for example, hey, I'm just going to go buy a step counter and then go walk. I'm trying to get 1,000 steps. I think that would be pretty damn easy. I can't imagine anybody in their normal day not walking at least 1,000 steps. And then if you did 1,000 and maybe you did 1,500, you're like, oh wow, well I'll bump it to 2,000 to see how it goes. So I think that would be an easy win. The other ones I think would be easy is, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. I mean, it's easy. Set an alarm, get up. That's not that hard to do. The eating is kind of tough because your tongue drives a lot of stuff. And I'm going to talk about sugar here in a second. But your tongue is the master of your life. If you try to rule your tongue, you're going to lose. Your tongue always wins. It takes a really hard battle to fight the desires that your tongue gives you, that feedback into your brain. And most of us are addicted to sugar, and it's like, I guess, nicotine is not controlled, but man, there's an addiction to it. Okay, so I would start with the easy stuff first. Maybe, like I said, walk or do the 5 a.m. All right, next thing on the list here. We got some new coaches. You've been seeing them coach. We got a couple more coming down the pipe. Let's see if I can do them from memory. So Josh has been picking up classes. He's doing awesome. He picked it up fast. Of course, he has like 18 years of CrossFit experience, so that makes a lot of sense, right? Then we've got Kate, who has been doing CrossFit the last couple of years, and she's picking up. She's doing our summer strength, so you're going to be seeing her, especially as when the fall comes around and school starts back up. You'll see her on the schedule at a routine basis. Let's see, we've got Caroline. She's working through this process right now. She just finished her level 1 and is doing some shadowing and working reverse shadowing, doing some classes. Actually, by the time y'all listen to this, it's old news. You probably all saw it, but there you go. Let's see, David Wallace just finished his CrossFit level 1, so you'll see him doing some shadowing and some coaching. And Seth is coming back. He's got back from vacation, so he's been in the gym. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, he'll have done some shadowing and reverse shadowing, so he'll be leading some classes. My goal for you guys is to create a very resilient gym. I realized when everyone goes on vacation that we're in a bind. Let me pull that up. So it looks something like this. What we do is use an Excel spreadsheet, and then we fill in where we want to coach. For the most part, it's all pretty normal. Like Danny always has 6 a.m. and so forth. But if we've got things that come up, then we hit delete on our name. Yellow shows up, and we know we need to fill those in. So if you guys out there are interested in coaching, we just don't throw you in and be like, oh, I hope it works. The first thing is you need to have fun. If you can't talk to people and have fun, then don't ask to be a coach because I can't use you. You have to be able to interact with people. So the easy one is if you're in class, go talk to people. Hey, my name is Andy. What do you do? Right? It's super easy. If you're not already engaging with people, start. If you find you can't, then this probably isn't for you. We want it to be, it's my 3 F's for coaching: fun, fitness, and for coaching, right? So you have to make it fun. If you make it fun, people will come back. If they come back, they're going to get fit. And if they're getting fit, if they're getting fit, then they're going to know that you care. And when they know that you care, they're going to care what you know, and they'll let you coach them. It's hard to coach people at the beginning. They're like, I don't know, maybe. Sometimes they listen just because you're the coach. Other times it's an uphill battle, but when they see they're getting results, it becomes easier. Anyway, we want to make this fun, and I would like to have something like maybe like, I don't know, 8 coaches, 10 coaches, something like that, so that maybe we're only doing 3 classes at a time or 3 classes during the week. That way it's easy, and when someone goes on vacation, it's easy to fill in. Also, we've trained up enough people that if we wanted to open or close or do whatever, we could do that. Now, an advantage to being a coach is you do get a key, so you can come use the gym as you see fit. I ask you, please don't be stupid and don't let in people that shouldn't be there. Everyone needs a waiver to work out. But anyway, and we do pay you. So if you can get on the schedule on a regular basis, that's awesome too. There's a benefit there. But if you're just filling in here and there, yeah, we will totally pay you to do classes. All right, so that is coaching. Let's see. I didn't talk about the dots on the Committed Club. So the Committed Club, up on the board, if you look at the whiteboards on the left, you'll see Danny writes down everybody's name. If you came in 12 times or more in the month, your name goes on the wall. It's a Committed Club. We have found, weird, right, that if you are coming 12 times a month, you are going to move your fitness forward at a pretty significant pace. If you look at those coming in more often, you're going to see them producing more results. So a good one like Josh, I think he was on the list for coming in the most last time, and he's recently been crushing all of the workouts. So I mean, that's what happens weirdly, right? If you put money into your investments, they typically go up because you're adding money and they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're getting compound interest or whatever. So the dot that goes by people's names, that dot is if you were on the Committed board starting in January. So if you're in January and February, then you get dots and so forth. If you miss a month, then you lose your dot, which is okay. I'm just curious how many people can make it through an entire year coming 12 times a month. I suspect it's relatively low, especially as the summer hits us, or maybe Thanksgiving and Christmas, but I'm curious. I'm going to have a hard time this month. I was gone for a week, so who knows? Maybe I won't even make it. Maybe my ideas are unrealistic. Maybe it's 12 times a month most of the time, right? I don't know. Or could you do, like sometimes I do, knowing I'm going out of town, I will try to get in more often. On my calendar, I always have go to the gym at like 7:30 in the morning. And then I just move it around based on what actually is going to happen for that day. But 7:30 is the time that works best for me during right now in the summer. When we go back to school and Evie's driving, it'll go back to like 9:30. And I'll figure it out from there when she's done driving. So that's what the dot's for. If you have a dot by your name, that means you have been on the Committed board since the beginning of the year. All right. The next thing is the credit card fees or just card fees. So if you're in our system, back in, let's see, August of 2020, we had a new rate. It's $175, and so that's what it's been. And then back in October of last year, of 2023, not only did our rent double, but I changed that to be, hey, if you're going to use a card, then we're just going to pass on the fees back to you. So everyone that comes in, that's what we're doing. And it's usually $4 if you're on bank draw and $8 if you're on some sort of card, so a credit card or debit card. My request for you guys is to, at a bare minimum, change it to a bank draw. Then your fee and my fee goes down, or let us pass it on. And the reason I'm asking this is they bumped our rent up. They doubled it basically. And nobody expected that. I am trying to recover from that for the gym. Now, we're not going out of business and nothing's wrong, but I am changing some of the things we do. You guys probably will never notice it. The coaches know, but changing software, doing this and that. The last thing, if I can't normalize it all, the last thing I'll do is we'll just cut out a class maybe 9:30 a.m. because not many people go to that one anyway. But we'll have to start cutting something in order to make it make sense. And I suppose at the very end, which it'll be is, well, fine, whatever, we'll just raise rates. I'm trying not to do that. We've had the same rate since August of 2022, so that's 2 years. So yes, we should probably raise the rates because everything has gone up. But man, I just hate doing that. I just feel like there should be a better way to make this business work, and I'm looking for it. So help me with that. We basically spend something like $10,000 a year in card processing. So by changing, you can help me reduce it in half, or by passing it on, then obviously that's 100% reduction in the fees I'm paying on your card. All right, so thank you for that. The other thing is I did go to F3. So F3 is a men's fitness organization. I think it's Faith, Friends, and Fitness, or Fitness Fellowship and Friends, or something like that. Anyway, they typically meet really early, which excludes me from ever really wanting to go, but I have a buddy, Burt Blackburn, that goes, so I went to his, and it was pretty fun. So what I suggested for, if you're not going to a gym and you're a dude, yeah, go. It's great. It's got some community, and they do a thing, and you don't really have to think about it except when it's your turn to make the workout. The problem that I saw, and I only went once, the problem that I saw is it's all body weight stuff. So for the most part, so it becomes kind of redundant. There's only so many things you could do, like, move back and forth and pump, I don't know, push-ups or whatever. So I feel it's going to be limiting in some fashion. Also, there is no like real push. So you're exercising, which is great, but sometimes it's fun to be pushed by the clock. I suppose you can go into it and say, hey, let's push each other. But yeah, it was fun. I would recommend it if you're not going to a gym, or if you're thinking, man, I need to quit the gym and do something else. It's just a great way to have some accountability and have some movement in your life. I don't think I'm going to be doing it. Obviously, I have a CrossFit gym, but I'm always looking to build community and meet people. So it was interesting to me. I'd probably go back and try it again just because I have friends that go there and do that. But I have a gym at my disposal, and I really like what we do. Like today was great. We had a power clean, get on the bike, and then do a little bit of Cindy. That was awesome. It was a whole lot of things that I just really, I could do it all on my own. I have everything at home in our basement, slightly broken from the gym. So the things we throw away, I typically just take home and try to repair. And it works sort of. I can't use it in the gym. It's broken and dangerous, but I could use it at home. It's just me. But I hate working out by myself. So going back to the 5 pillars, I want that connect. So it's a big part for me. All right, so other interesting things. Let's see, we did the coaches. Yep, I didn't do the happenings. I need to pull that up. Let's see. Let me go grab that. All right, looking at my other screen here. So we've got on the 4th of July, we'll have an edited schedule, of course. The Labor Day, we'll have an edited schedule. Laura is going to do a Whole30 nutrition program in the fall. We've got Hot Shots coming up on September 21st, and then Bring a Friend Week on October 14th. So you'll see that in the email that I'll send out. And let's see. I've got an episode I did on how to stop consuming sugar. It's got the most listens of all, so I think there's up to about 400 listens. I think for the podcast, which is a year and a half old, we have 11,000 downloads. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't really care. I see people download and it's helping somebody, so I'm going to keep doing this. But anyway, so on how to stop consuming sugar, I would say go listen to that. But just something that I wanted to toss out to you guys. My family has all individually said, hey, I'm going to try to stop eating sugar. Hold on, I need some coffee. So they've all said, I want to stop drinking or consuming as much sugar. What do I do? They didn't specifically ask me what they wanted to do, but they've done some of their own research. And so I asked them, hey, what did you guys come up with? What are you guys thinking about doing? What's your plan? And it's fascinating. And nobody's plan was the same. And nobody fought or bitched about the other person not having the same plan. And I thought it was awesome. And here's the thing. I am a ones and zero guy. It's either on or off. It's black or white. I love doing that. It's just easier in my life. I'm a cold turkey type of guy. When I got off of sweets, I was like, it's all off. And I realized there's always sweet in something. And I had to look at the labels and say, oh, there's sweet in this thing right here. Let me take that out. And so it still was a process, even for a guy that was hardcore, right? So the other day, Evie and I went to an adventure race. And coming home, we stopped at the steakhouse, Longhorns. And they gave me a sweet tea instead of an unsweet tea, which, man, we're in the South. That's going to happen. Whatever. But I took a sip and then immediately spit it back in to the cup. And she's like, hey, sweet? I'm like, yeah. And I could feel my tongue tingling. And then within moments, inside of my head, I felt my mind tingling. Was it psychosomatic? Possibly. Did I do it to myself? Possibly. But I'm pretty sure... sugar is addictive, and they say it excites the same area at the front of your brain as cocaine. It's just a minor effect, and I could feel it. And weirdly, colors were more crisp, sounds were more crisp. I'm like, damn, this isn't funny. It's like I'm in Dune, and I'm that Mentat who's inhales some of the spice. I was like, give me a puzzle, give me something to do. I could really crush it right now. So possibly I'm living in a haze or a fog, or I'm living normal and I could take some sugar and really spice up my life, or be even more energetic. I don't know if anybody wants me more energetic, but that's possible. So if you're looking to get off sugar, does it have to be hardcore? Does it have to be all in one? The answer is no. Like I said before, this the idea of snowballing your way to success is great. So what should you do first? Man, whatever you think you should do. I would say a good step is stop drinking so much sugar. Usually if you go cold turkey, it's not good. So let's say you drink 4 Cokes a day. I'm like, all right, great. Let's drink 3. Or let's do one Coke, and then maybe as you start drinking it, start replacing some of that with water. I know it dilutes the Coke, but at least you still have that same feel, and then you're not like totally off of Coke, right? But you can slowly dilute yourself. So maybe still drink 4 all day long, that's fine. But every time you take a sip, pour water in, take a sip, pour water in. Eventually you're drinking a lot of water, and you may even throw away the rest of the can and not even drink all of the Coke. So by the end, you're not even finishing a real can of Coke. I think that's an easy way. If you're doing sweet tea, just order half and half. And every time they come back to fill up, say just fill it up with unsweet tea and see how that goes. That's just an easy one. Drinking sugar is super problematic. You can drink way more sugar than you could possibly ever eat. And so when you, like back at Georgia Tech, we would make our nuclear tea. We would take the dishwasher thingy, the Hobart spray, which was like near boiling, fill up the Igloo thermos container, and then dump sugar in first and keep stirring until the sugar started like dropping down. So we would super saturate because we heated up the water, and then we'd put the tea bags in. So it was sugar first and then tea, and we had some syrupy tea. Oh man, it was disgusting and awesome all at one time. I'm not saying you should do it exactly like that, but these are just ideas. The next thing is to stop eating so much sugar. Now, it could be direct sugar. That's what I'd probably start with. So let's say your typical go-to is an entire Snicker bar. Well, then I would go buy the snack Snicker bars and be like, you can eat a snack one, right? Take a bite, let it soothe in your mouth. Don't chew it up and swallow it so quick. Let it just sit there. See if you can satiate some of that feeling with it melting in your mouth rather than just guzzling it down. And then you've eaten a smaller Snicker bar rather than the whole big Snicker bar, right? So there's little things you can do like that. I think sugar is a problem, and the idea of eating healthy is totally, maybe not totally different, but it's a different subset. I think they're going to find in the long run that sugar has done more harm to us than many other things. I would like to try a program or a study where I go and find all these over 50 CrossFitters and say, hey, tell me about your eating, your workout, tell me about your routines in the day. I want to find people who don't eat sugar and then ask them, like, how's it going? What's going on, right? So maybe I should lead with that question. Anyway, it would be a study for me to figure out, what's the validity, what should be happening. I don't know anybody else that has gone for as long as me and not eating sugar. So I don't know who else to ask. If you're out there, you've gone more than 10 years of not eating sugar, email me, andy@crossfitgarage.com, and let's talk. I want to know what it's like. Actually, I could probably paste it on Facebook and see if anybody, I should do that. I'm going to make a note to myself right now. What's up, Evan? You coming in, Levi?
Are you recording?
I am. Oh man, I didn't pause it. It's been recording the whole time. Oh man, technology. I forgot to hit pause, or maybe I hit pause and I wasn't recording anything. So Levi just popped in. There he is. There's the camera. And he is headed off to Bro Sesh at the Globo Gym.
One Life, yeah.
Yeah, and what are you doing today?
Today's leg day, so.
Leg day. Every day is leg day at the CrossFit gym. So we went on vacation and he...
So you lose customers?
No, that's not how you lose them. Everybody loves leg day. I'm going to have to figure out how to edit all that dead time out. That sucks. Maybe I'll have to get you to help me do that.
Sure, it's easy.
So we went on vacation, and he's been out of school and doing stuff and things and doing fun. Well, you're not a senior anymore. Graduate, doing fun high school graduate stuff.
Yeah.
And he said he lost a bunch of weight.
Uh-huh.
How much weight have you lost?
I lost 15 pounds.
And in the world of what he's trying to do, that is a huge failure. You don't want to lose weight when you're trying to grow up.
Yeah, no,
So
I reverted back to my natural instincts. So I used to not eat at all, and then I've been on vacation for the last 3 weeks, so I barely worked out, and I've been without food that I normally have, and so I just haven't been eating as much as I normally do, and I guess I didn't realize it, but my body still is fast metabolism and likes to lose weight. So when you add muscle burns more, and so your metabolism will actually go up. But it's interesting. Sure. So his normal routine would be, I eat maybe 2,000 calories, but what he wants to do is eat 3,000 or 4,000 or something. Yeah. And so this is just an interesting example of our natural instincts don't always lead us to the path that we want, but he has a goal and he knows what he needs to get to get there. So the other day he went out and he went to work out and then came home with 2 meals. He's like, I'm gonna eat them both. I'm like, that's fine. That's what you need to do. Yeah. No, it's gonna be painful.
You'll get there.
But
You'll get there. Yep. So anyway, change your ideas on the vacations. The thing that I was going to mention was that, just like that right there, edit it. Connection, that's the biggest part. I was showered up and done for the day, and my daughter said, hey, I'm going to go take a walk on the beach. I was like, I'll go with you, even though I really didn't want to go because it's a chance to connect. And weirdly, it's so weird. If you want your children to talk to you, go on a walk with them. As soon as they start walking, they just unload. And man, don't say anything stupid. Just, what I've said, what I say recently is, man, that bitch is crazy, or man, that bitch is jealous. Weirdly, it goes a long way. They know I'm doing it, but they're like, yes, it's true. And they'll unload and they'll talk to you and they'll let you know their, heart's desire or whatever. And it's just a great opportunity to connect. So I got that connection, which is what I wanted. I don't care about sandcastles. I don't even care about the beach. I care about the connection that I've got with them. So your life will change over time. And you need to change your ideas with it. I think the last thing I'd give you in parting is, I heard somebody say, I did fitness in my 20s and 30s, so now I don't have to now. And man, your life, it's an adventure. It's an ongoing thing. You can't ride on your health and fitness from your 20s and 30s into your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. You have to continue to do stuff. So guys, please go out there and do stuff. Think about how you eat, sleep, train, think, and connect. And if you need help, we are here for you. CrossFit Garage in Woodstock, Georgia. You can email me, Andy@CrossFitGarage.com. Take care.